We are back with a brand new video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how the Miami Heat have been the first team to punch a ticket to a conference finals berth. All the remaining series are going on right now, but it's the Heat who are the first team to book their ticket to the Eastern Conference Finals, waiting on either the Celtics or the Bucks. We're going to be talking about how they won this game, and potential matchups for next round. Obviously, I'm going to do a preview whenever that Celtics Bucks series gets finished. We're going to definitely do a preview on who we're going to play and whatnot, but I'm really happy with the outcome of the game, as we all are, man. I did not want this to go back to Miami for a seventh game. I wanted the guys to finish it off, and they did. They played absolutely amazingly. The defense was so beautiful. Like, I was just watching, like, us Heat fans, we love defense more than offense. It's kind of ingrained in like Heat culture, and Heat fans just love defense. Like, they would rather take a defensive stop rather than an offensive, bucket. And, when we saw the defense, man, I'm pretty sure every Heat fan was just like so happy at the defense. But we're going to be talking about how the Heat won this game because, I really want to go back to something from last game that Jimmy Butler said. And I really, have to talk about how Jimmy Butler, man, Jimmy Buckets. Shout out to Josh Richardson, Heat legend, because you got his Jimmy Butler. And Jimmy Butler is, I think, a top 10 player in the NBA. And he's playing like one of the, I think behind Luka is probably the second best player, maybe Giannis too. But he's definitely a top 3 player in these playoffs right now with the way he's playing. He was absolutely phenomenal. The leader of this team, the max guy. I never want to see anyone question Jimmy Butler again, who's a Heat fan. Because he validated himself. He proved himself in the series. I don't care what he does in the regular season from now. I know last year it was rougher in the playoffs, but I thought that was an anomaly. He's a playoff player. He is a playoff player. He's a definition of a playoff player. He's a definition of a superstar, in my opinion. Defensively, offensively, he does everything on the court. He doesn't have to, do one thing to affect the game, which makes him so unique and so good, in my opinion. So I just want to give a huge shout out to Jimmy Butler. But yeah, man, I really thought that, what he said last game, when he said at the end of the game last game, he said, if shots go in, shots go in. If they don't, they don't. But we have to play with this defensive intensity throughout the whole game in game 6. And we did. And I really love that Jimmy Butler set that tone. He said this in the press conference, and he said this in the post-game interview, that the teams should not worry about, whether the 3-point shots fall or not for them to play defense. And they didn't. We shot 25% from 3 in this game. In any other game, if this was game 3 or 4, we would have lost this game. But the reason we won this game was because the mentality shifted. The guys didn't really care if shots fell or not. Strus would look like the only guy hitting threes. Jimmy hit a couple here and there, but we really won this game based on defense. And no matter if the shots fall or not, the way this team will win games, I promise you guys, is on the defensive end. And I thought guys like Jimmy was huge. Bam, again, has gotten a lot of flack for lack of aggression and whatnot. I don't really care, bro. Bam Adebayo, defensively, this series was elite. You want to see what a defensive player of the year looks like? I don't really care if he has an award, if he has a trophy. He is the defensive player of the year, in my opinion. I think he's the best defender in the NBA. He can guard everybody. He was shutting down people. Like this, it was a defensive masterclass throughout the whole series from Bam Adebayo. I don't care if Embiid was playing on one eye or whatever. Like, I don't care what Embiid was playing on. Bam shut him down. We did a terrific job with the zone, exploiting them. James Harden was absolutely terrible in the second half, had all his points in the first half. We really locked him down. I thought Maxey and Milton were the only bright spots for them. Prayers up to Danny Green. Hopefully he comes back strongly next season. That was a very unfortunate injury, and I did think that the Sixers missed his perimeter shooting. But hey, man, injuries are a part of the game. But hopefully he gets back. Hopefully he gets back healthy, because he is a veteran piece that a lot of teams would love. But I thought Bam was absolutely phenomenal defensively in this whole series. Max Strus, man, remember the name, because did you guys ever think that Max Strus would outplay James Harden in a playoff game if you were to ask yourselves this question last season? No, like no one would have said yes. But Max just came out and shut down the noise from the Philly fans. He said that he felt he let his teammates down in games 3 and 4. he definitely made up for that in games 5 and 6. 20 points and a team leading 11 rebounds for the second night in a row. He led the team in rebounds. I'm so proud of Max, man. Him and Gabe, like the fact that the Heat are starting 2 undrafted players who never really played last season and are putting them into all sorts of situations in crunch playoff games that are the biggest games of their seasons and their careers possibly, is going unnoticed, and people are just batting their eye because they're just so used to the Heat doing this, and it's like, that's how good these dudes are, bro. Him and Gabe Vincent have been absolutely phenomenal this whole regular season and the playoffs. They've been so dependable whenever people have gone out of the lineup. They've been whenever their number is called, they've been there and they've been ready to contribute. I thought Hero in the first half, we really used his punch well. In the second half, did not really play much, but didn't have to because we were just getting so many good minutes from the other guys. PJ Tucker, man, I love PJ Tucker. His rebounding presence defensively, the way he guards, the way he, his high IQ, he sets screens, dives to the rim, corner threes. PJ Tucker is that dude. He is the perfect role player to put on a championship team. There's a reason why the Bucks won a championship last year with him. He's a stud, man. I hope that PJ Tucker retires in Miami. I really do. Oladipo made some big steals and some big plays with that reverse layup. He obviously didn't score the ball a lot, but I don't care. Throughout the series, he's had games where he's really ignited us off the bench. You had a little bit of minutes from Caleb and Duncan, but I really liked how Spo shortened the rotation and kept it at an 8-man rotation because he knew that this was going to be a closeout game. So he played his starters heavy minutes. And then Dedmon, who, didn't really have the best series in my opinion, I thought really helped with the rebounding. I thought if there's one thing that Dedmon helped with, it was rebounding. And yeah, man, I think everyone on the Heat roster can go back to Miami, relax for a couple of days. I don't know when we play the Bucks or the Celtics. I don't know if that's been announced. If that has, please let me know down in the comment section below so I can understand when we're playing them. But I think we have to wait to see if the Celtics and Bucks are playing a Game 7 or not. If they're not, then it's probably going to be sooner. But one thing we do know is that we're going to have more rest than either of those teams, which is really good. And it will help us, down the line for sure. But yeah, man, we dominated the glass. We defended the 3-point line very well. We defended the paint very well. We forced 13 turnovers, and I just thought we played a really good game. We kept them away from the free throw line. One of the biggest things, we kept them away. They only had 7 free throws as a team, and we only had 11. But we held them to under double-digit free throws with a team that has James Harden and Joel Embiid. That is incredibly hard to do, and that takes a lot of discipline on the defensive end. So shout out to the guys, man. They competed, and they're going to be rewarded with an Eastern Conference Finals berth. And whether we beat the Celtics or Bucks, we'll see. But I'm so happy that we closed this out in Philly. I didn't want to go to Miami for Game 7 because I thought we would have won Game 7 in Miami anyway if we had gone to a Game 7. But it's like, bro, let's just close these guys out as soon as possible because we need the rest with guys playing heavy minutes this game. So yeah, man, that is basically the takeaways from this game. So if you guys have anything to say, let me know down in the comment section below. Shout out to Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler is the MVP of this team. He's the best player on this team, and I don't want to hear anyone question Jimmy Butler as a Miami Heat fan ever again. But yeah, let me know what you guys' thoughts are about the game, about the season, about the preview. I'll see y'all later as always, man. Have a nice day. Peace.